What is going on, everybody? Victor here with a brand new video, and in today's video I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic that we all like to talk about. It's also going to be a little bit of controversy in this video as well, but I gotta talk about it no matter what because this is a very interesting topic that we all need to address. I'm talking about champions. When we talk about champions, we talk about champions that defend their belts. Obviously, when we talk about champions, we talk about the people that are on the top of the mountain, the individuals that can't be touched, the individuals who have already displayed their greatness throughout their careers and throughout the world of mixed martial arts, whether it's in the UFC, Bellator, the PFL, one championship, Risen, you name it, champions. There have been many champions crowned throughout the history of mixed martial arts. And when I talk about some of the champions within the UFC who defended their belts multiple times, not once, not twice, not even 5 times, around 10 times, maybe even more. You obviously got John Jones, defended about 14 times. Demetrius Johnson, about 11 times. You got Randy Couture, defended about 9 times. George St. Pierre, Anderson Silva. These are all legends, future Hall of Famers in their own rights. We talk about these champions. We talk about their greatness. We talk about their accomplishments. We talk about the individuals that they have slain in their MMA resumes. Obviously, they fought the best of the best in order to get all the way to the top, in order to defend their championships, to solidify their career in the world of mixed martial arts, in the sport as a whole. And when we talk about some of the greatest champions out there, like I just displayed, they've already proven to themselves that they can stay on top of the mountain for very long periods of time. And if there's one champion that we've all seen in the history of the UFC who's conquered many mountains, who has already passed through a lot of the historic barriers within the sports of mixed martial arts, and who has done so much with the little time that he's had in the sport of mixed martial arts. There's one individual who held two titles for the first time simultaneously in the history of the UFC in 2 different weight classes, but never got a chance or never even wanted to defend his title. He was always interested in fighting for the title. He was always interested in wanting more. He was always interested in breaking new barriers, getting paid more, bringing in so many different fans and celebrities that break the record off of these live gates at live events. This individual is the notorious Conor McGregor. Now, if you all know, Conor McGregor has fought in 3 different weight classes in his UFC career. Obviously, he's fought in the featherweight division, the lightweight division, also in the welterweight division. Out of those 3 divisions, he's won championship belts in 2 of those divisions. Obviously, he won the featherweight title against Jose Aldo a couple years back, and then a couple years later, he decided to go up in weight and beat Eddie Alvarez for the lightweight title. And he never defended any of those titles at least once. That's the problem that I have, and I bet a lot of people also have problems with that as well. But to get down to the root reason of why Conor McGregor never defended his belt, it's because he always wanted more. He wanted to break history. He wanted to keep on building on top of his legendary career. He always wanted more. When he beat Jose Aldo in 13 seconds, that was his best opportunity to run it back with Jose Aldo maybe 2 or 3 months later for another fight. But he didn't want to do that because he knew there was history to be made. So he decided to chase that history by fighting another champion in another weight class, something that had never been done in the UFC. And not only has it never been done in the UFC, he was going to hold 2 titles simultaneously in 2 different weight classes. So he decided to go up to lightweight, challenge Eddie Alvarez. He got in Eddie Alvarez's head so much that he was able to beat Eddie Alvarez very early in the second round to attain his 2nd title simultaneously within the UFC. Now, there are so many different contenders in the lightweight division at that time that he could have fought. There was Tony Ferguson, there's Dustin Poirier, you also had Justin Gaethje, who had literally just joined the company a little while ago, and many more after that. I'd also say RDA, but I'm pretty sure that after his loss to Eddie Alvarez, he decided to go up to... Actually, no. He fought Eddie Alvarez, lost his title, then fought Tony Ferguson, decided to go up to welterweight, but RDA was in there at that time, was in the rankings at that time in the lightweight division before he moved up to welterweight, before coming back down yet again the lightweight. But Conor McGregor was supposed to fight RDA for that lightweight title before he moved up the lightweight, but RDA had to pull out because of an injury. Then Conor McGregor ended up taking those two fights with Nate Diaz before he moved up the lightweight completely. Took those two fights at welterweight. By the time Conor McGregor came back to the lightweight division to challenge for that belt, Eddie Alvarez had the belt. Eddie Alvarez defeated RDA. So, obviously, Conor McGregor was supposed to fight RDA, and that could have been a potential matchup to defend his lightweight title against, since those guys obviously had history with one another. Obviously, Conor McGregor never won the belt at welterweight, so we can't talk about that right there. But like I said, there were so many different matchups that Conor McGregor could have taken. If you go back to featherweight, he could have taken a matchup against Frankie Edgar. So many people wanted to see that matchup. Conor McGregor versus Freddie Edgar. The answer versus the notorious one. Who would win? There's a little bit of bad blood between those two individuals, even though Frankie's a very respectful man, very respectful fighter, doesn't trash talk at all. But Frankie believed that he would have been the man to beat Conor McGregor in the featherweight division. You know what I mean? There's something there. There are obviously contenders in both of those divisions. And Conor McGregor had plenty of opportunities to fight. But after winning that lightweight title against Eddie Alvarez, Conor decided to go to boxing and fight one of the most historical figures in boxing history, Floyd Money Mayweather. So he left the belt for such a long period of time that the UFC had to vacate it from Conor McGregor and hold a interim title bout between Tony Ferguson and Kevin Lee. Obviously, Tony Ferguson won that fight. Tony Ferguson was waiting in the midst. Tony Ferguson was supposed to unify the title, fight for the vacant UFC lightweight title that UFC stripped off of Conor McGregor against Khabib. Tony gets hurt. Khabib fights for the vacant UFC lightweight title against Eli Quinta, wins, and he becomes the undisputed lightweight champion. Conor comes back, fights Khabib, and loses. Conor never had another opportunity to fight for the belt since then. Now, obviously, there's a lot that's going on with Conor McGregor, and he had multiple opportunities to fight and defend his title. He could have defended against Khabib in that lightweight division, if you think about it. These two could have fought a whole lot earlier if Conor didn't want to go up to boxing and win all that money. But like I said, did Conor really want to stay and defend his belt for a little bit of money in his eyes? Or do you want to go to boxing, get paid millions of dollars, eventually buy number 12 proper whiskey, eventually selling that company for about $300 and something million and being even richer now? So obviously there's many reasons why Conor McGregor never defended his belt. And there's also a lot of aspects as well, but it's at the end of the day, it's always because he wanted more. He wanted to build on top of his legacy. He wanted to gain more money. He wanted to be one of the most richest, highest paid athletes in the world, and he did accomplish that, and he has accomplished that till this day as well. He's still an active athlete, but he never got a chance to defend his belt. That's what's always going to separate Conor McGregor from the elite champions in the UFC. Obviously, like I said, the George St. Pierre's, Anderson Silva's, and the Randy Couture's, and the Demetrius Johnsons. They defended their title so many times that they had already solidified their career for the future and for the history of mixed martial arts. But Conor McGregor, he is going to be a future Hall of Famer, but what if he defended his belt just at least a couple of times, one or two times at least, in the featherweight or the lightweight division, or in both of those divisions? His career resume would have skyrocketed through the roof, and he would have had more on that resume to gloat about. But it just leaves us to think, what if he could have defended those titles? I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I want you guys to really think about this. What if Conor McGregor would have defended his titles? What if he would have stayed in the UFC instead of going to boxing for that long period of time? What would have happened if he would have stayed in the UFC and defended his title in the lightweight division? Who would he have faced? Would it have been Khabib? Would it have been Dustin Poirier? Would it have been RDA? Justin Gaethje? We don't know. And I don't think we'll ever know, because I don't think he'll ever really get a chance to win another title ever again or to defend it ever again. But like I said, I appreciate you guys for watching this video. If you guys think I'm wrong or you guys have anything that's interesting to chirp in on, then comment down below in the comment section, and I love to read your guys' comment. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Later.